Hey everybody, we're here now for the 1962 movie 2 Weeks in Another Town, starring Kirk Douglas, Edward G. Robinson, and Sid Charisse. Now washed-up actor Jack Andrus, Kirk Douglas, has been staying in a sanitarium due to his alcoholism and general life issues. He got a message from his frequent director, Maurice Kruger, Edward G. Robinson, to come to Rome and do a small part in the movie he was working on. Once he gets there, however, he finds that there is no part, but Kruger ends up asking for his help in getting the dubbing done for the movie. Now, of course, he finds the whole production to be a mess. With a quick deadline in which to finish the entire movie before somebody else is brought in to do it, a leading man, as played by George Hamilton, who is angry with the whole business, and Kruger is also apparently having an affair with the leading lady. And his wife knows about it too. But when Kruger has a heart attack, Jack has to try to help finish the movie. Now, I have to admit, going into this movie, I had some relatively low expectations due to a lot of what I had read. Apparently, the movie is the follow-up to what is considered one of the best dramas about Hollywood itself, The Bad and the Beautiful, which also stars Kirk Douglas and was directed by Vincent Minnelli. And heck, this movie even shows a few scenes from that movie as an example of what Andrus and Kruger had done before. Now, I haven't seen the earlier film, and I admit it wasn't one that I had a interest in before. I tried this movie mostly because of actress and dancer Sid Charisse, although having Kirk Douglas and Edward G. Robinson in this movie didn't hurt either. Now, in spite of what I had heard about this movie previously, I ended up enjoying the movie and the performances of all the actors and actresses involved. Right now, I also will admit to being curious about the earlier film as well. Does this one have its flaws? Yes. I'm not thrilled with the fact that Kirk Douglas's character is somewhat abusive with some, but not necessarily all, of the female characters. But then again, to be quite frank, outside of Dahlia Lavi's Veronica, very few characters come out of this movie looking squeaky clean for one reason or another. They all have their issues. Now, the movie is a little looser with its plot, although from what I've read, it's nowhere near as much as the novel it was based upon. Part of the problem here is apparently how involved the censors and the studio heads were in trying to make this more of a family movie. Quite frankly, how well they did with that is kind of debatable for the reason I already specified. And the use of rear projection screens I would say, is somewhat disconcerting and quite noticeable, especially in one of the later scenes when you should be feeling a little more fear because of how Jack Andrus is driving. I feel like the rear projection just really takes you out of the moment. Now, if and only if you can really get past any of these points that I've mentioned, then I do think this is an enjoyable movie and one I would recommend. But again, you gotta be able to get past all those, I think. The movie is available on Blu-ray and DVD from Warner Archive Collection and is about 1 hour and 47 minutes in length. Well, that's all on this one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you'll be back for more.